Today our topic is what the Stoics taught about time management. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who believed in living a life of virtue, wisdom, and self-control. They had a lot to say about how we should use our time, and their ideas are still very useful today. We all have the same amount of time in a day, 24 hours, but how we use that time can make a big difference in our lives. The Stoics believed that time is our most valuable resource, and if we waste it, we waste a part of our life. They taught us to focus on what we can control, to live in the present moment, and to use our time wisely. Let's explore these ideas in more detail. First, the Stoics believed that time is the most important thing we have. Unlike money or material possessions, time cannot be replaced. Once a day is gone, it is gone forever. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote a lot about time. He said that people often waste their time on unimportant things, like chasing wealth or seeking approval from others. He believed that many people don't realize how precious time is until it's too late. Imagine if someone gave you a jar of water and told you it was all the water you would ever have. You would be very careful with it, right? The Stoics said we should treat time the same way as something limited and valuable. Every moment is a gift, and we should use it for things that truly matter. So, what does it mean to use time wisely? The Stoics taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This is one of their most important lessons. We cannot control everything in life, like the weather, other people's opinions, or unexpected events. But we can control how we spend our time and energy. For example, instead of worrying about things we can't change, we should focus on doing things that improve our lives and help others. The Stoics believe that living a virtuous life, being kind, honest, and courageous is the best way to spend our time. When we focus on these things, we make the most of every day. Another key lesson from the Stoics is to live in the present moment. They believed that the past is gone and the future is uncertain. So the only time we truly have is the present. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote about this in his personal journal. He reminded himself to focus on the task at hand and not get distracted by regrets about the past or worries about the future. This is still good advice today. Many of us spend too much time thinking about what went wrong yesterday or what might happen tomorrow. But the Stoics taught that this is a waste of time. Instead, we should concentrate on what we are doing right now. Whether it's working, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying a quiet moment, being fully present helps us make the most of our time. The Stoics also believed in setting priorities. They understood that we can't do everything, so we need to choose what is most important. This means saying no to things that don't align with our values or goals. For example, if your goal is to be a good parent, you might decide to spend more time with your children and less time on social media. If your goal is to improve your health, you might choose to exercise regularly instead of watching TV. The Stoics taught that we should think carefully about what we want to achieve in life, and then focus our time and energy on those things. This doesn't mean we can't have fun or relax, but it does mean we should be intentional about how we spend our time. One of the most powerful Stoic practices for time management is called Memento mori, which means remember that you will die. This might sound dark, but it's actually a very practical idea. The Stoics believe that thinking about our own mortality helps us appreciate the time we have and motivates us to use it well. When we remember that life is short, we are less likely to waste time on trivial things. Instead, we focus on what truly matters, like building strong relationships, pursuing our passions, and making a positive difference in the world. Memento mori reminds us that our time is limited, so we should make every day count. The Stoics also taught us to avoid procrastination. They believed that delaying important tasks is a form of self-sabotage. Procrastination not only wastes time, but also creates stress and regret. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said that we should act now, because we never know what the future holds. He believed that the best time to do something is always today. This doesn't mean we should rush through life or take on too much at once. Instead, it means we should take small, consistent steps toward our goals every day. By doing this, we make progress over time and avoid the frustration of leaving things until the last minute. Another important Stoic idea is to be mindful of how we spend our time with others. The Stoics believed that relationships are one of the most important parts of life. They taught us to value the people around us and to spend time with those who uplift and inspire us. At the same time, they warned against spending too much time with people who are negative or toxic. Stoics believe that we become like the people we spend time with, so we should choose our companions wisely. They also taught us to be present when we are with others, to listen, to show kindness, and to appreciate the time we have together. The Stoics also had a unique perspective on leisure and relaxation. They believed that it's important to rest and recharge, but they also warned against laziness. They taught that leisure should be meaningful and purposeful. For example, instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media, we could use our free time to read, learn a new skill, or spend time in nature. The Stoics believe that even our leisure time should contribute to our growth and well-being. This doesn't mean we can't have fun, but it does mean we should be mindful of how we relax. Finally, the Stoics taught us to reflect on our use of time. They believed that self-reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth. At the end of each day, they would ask themselves questions like, did I use my time wisely? Did I focus on what truly matters? Did I make progress toward my goals? This practice helps us learn from our mistakes and make better choices in the future. By reflecting on our use of time, we can identify areas where we need to improve and celebrate the things we did well. In conclusion, the Stoics had a lot of wisdom to share about time management. They taught us to value time as our most precious resource, to focus on what we can control, and to live in the present moment. They encouraged us to set priorities, avoid procrastination, and spend time with people who enrich our lives. They reminded us to use our leisure time wisely and to reflect on how we spend our days. These lessons are just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. By following the Stoic approach to time management, we can make the most of every moment and live a more meaningful, fulfilling life. Remember, time is the one thing you can never get back, so use it well.